the front pages of the dailies. Thank you very much for joining us. Titi's here with me still. I wish we could continue that conversation from before, but we're not going to do that.
The conversation is a long one. It's not one that can be wrapped up in.
No, it's not.
You know,
you guys are really passionate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we're looking at the papers every day. We see all sorts of different things happening, and there's definitely a shift, a mindset shift, a personality shift in a particular generation. But we're not talking about that.
Yeah. Let's do the headlines now. We've got 4 papers: the Daily Trust, the Punch, the Vanguard, and of course the Guardian. I'm going to be starting from half of the Daily Sun.
Daily Trust.
Daily Trust, rather. See what I did there? Half of the Daily Trust, half of the Daily Sun.
Half of it. Okay, I get it.
So let's already. The Daily Trust this morning has these headlines. Plateau crisis. Pregnant woman gives birth in open. Children missing as death toll rises to 43, JNI and MDA say, and Christian Muslim leaders point fingers at security agents. We're working hard to restore peace, says the Plateau government. At the top, you've got these headlines here. Under government picks ex-NAS clerk as deputy, dissolves Akeredolu's cabinet, which was plenty of talk, got plenty of tongues wagging yesterday as to why this was to happen. And then Shatima Sultan Abdul Salami, others proffer solutions to insecurity in the north. 21st, a Daily Trust dialogue holds today in Abuja, and that's all the headlines for the Daily Trust.
Daily Trust are known for doing the dialogue every year.
Yes.
They've been doing it for quite a while, and they are known for being quite prominent in Abuja, in the north, as a newspaper. So that we'll be looking out for what happens during that particular event. We have The Guardian with us this morning as well. It says here on the 1999 Constitution's wear and tear, endless reviews, amendments cost National Assembly 1 billion naira yearly. Page 6 has more on this. It says here, time to revamp Nigeria's criminal justice system. It's an editorial that you can find on page 12. Now, the infographic there it sort of highlights the constitutional amendments, especially with regard to state police value-added tax, electoral reforms. It also says here 24.8 billion naira spent in 24 years by the National Assembly to make 30 alterations. I'm just wondering how, well, I guess because it is a very large document, it has to be reviewed and reviewed and reviewed by
I'll tell you something I'm
people.
looking forward to seeing is actually the amendments regarding the VAT value-added tax instance, because this is only just 2 days ago.
Amendment up or down?
Well, we do not know. Now, it's gone up and down from 5% to 7.5 to 10% back to 7.5%.
Yeah.
So exactly don't know where this is going to go. However, only just a couple of days ago, there was the announcement about nuisance taxes being removed. This will aid people to perhaps maybe be able to do business. And that is, for me, the biggest thing, the biggest point here, that these taxes, whatever they are, whether it's VAT or other dues that have to be paid to this and that bodies or parastatals, is actually crippling Nigeria as a state. We can't have businesses run as fluid as they should be, because you have to worry about who's going to come knocking at my door and put a poster and say I haven't paid so-and-so levies.
But well, all over the world, taxes are already factored into every transaction, every purchase.
If the system is fluid, if the system is running like a well-oiled machine. But in Nigeria, where you have the increase in fuel price, you have the FX problem, you have you don't even have FX. These are moments when the government should take into consideration what the people are suffering and actually adjust it, perhaps maybe even scrap some of these, because it will only just aid us to be able to be self-reliant ourselves, make businesses thrive, and help build the economy, make us a productive economy.
But in comparison to taxes from other countries, you have some countries that are charging their citizens
I just dropped my phone.
Up to 45%.
I just dropped my phone, Titi. This means I'm going to go all in.
In
these countries, you have industrial, perhaps, estates, like we ought to have in the Amuodofi area, where you have exemptions for certain duties or taxes and stuff like that. You are provided with full-on power, 24 hours a day. Your industries in Nigeria have to get diesel themselves.
Sure.
They have to pay all these nuisance taxes. And then at the end of the day, they can't even export, because that facility is also quite crippled and not even, perhaps maybe even moribund. So you have to understand that if I'm paying taxes outside the country up to 40% of whatever profits I'm making, I'm paying for these other things: power, security, and all the rest. The amenities, what should be basic. But in Nigeria, zero.
What you're submitting is that we should bundle all those taxes into one. All the nuisance taxes.
At this time, maybe even scrap them, just so we stand on our feet and then perhaps reintroduce them.
All right.
My personal submission.
I'm just wondering how the economy is going to survive without any tax at all, Mazino, but I think we should move on.
I'm not saying, okay, maybe not scrap, but yeah, perhaps we should move forward.
All right, let's see what else we have on the cover of The Guardian. It says here, CBN targets 21.4% inflation, says Naira is undervalued. It says here, Afenifere sacks Adebanjo as acting leader, abrogates deputy leader position. Ayedatiwa gears up for Guba race, nominates Akeredolu's kinsman as deputy. 30 people killed in Plateau amid curfew imposed on Mangu Council. Special economic zones attract over $66 billion FDIs and 620 billion Naira domestic investments. And let's wrap it up on the cover of The Guardian.
All right. Very interesting instance there about the Mangu Council and the 30 killed. Plateau is a very mineral-rich state in Nigeria. Perhaps maybe we're looking in the wrong direction when it comes to the insecurity there. Maybe we should really take a critical look at exactly why it might be that there are these unrests and dig deeper. You might find that it might be something to do with these, what do you call them? Minerals.
Resources.
Resources. Thank you very much. You're brilliant. Resources therein. But let's move on now.
Nigeria definitely is blessed with all the resources. In fact, there's so much here that that's another conversation. Let's head over to the Vanguard.
For this morning, Plateau gunmen defy curfew, kill 30. As we've just discussed, group alleges compromise by security agencies, ending insecurity, our cardinal agenda, says Shatima. And then onto the side of the photo story, money laundering charge, Obiano pleads not guilty. He gets bail. That's on page 14 if you want to see that. And no plan to move federal capital to Lagos, says the presidency. With all the movement of the paracetals, or at least units of these paracetals to Lagos, one might begin to think maybe it's the next move. But no, the presidency has said that's not going to happen. Relief coming with more forex, reduced inflation, says the CBN and NESG. And Edo government gubernatorial polls, Igodalo vows to tackle poverty and others. Ize Imuse join race. And for sports, AFCON 2023, Cameroon's game with Eagles will be our easiest match, Odigbami says. Okay, let's throw some salt over your shoulder. Knock on wood, please. On wood. All right? Yeah. Please don't jinx it. Don't do that.
No. Well,
what do you think so far of the performance of the Eagles? Above par, or under?
Mazino, I can't lie. I was a little bit disappointed with the last match. I'm one of the biggest fans of the Eagles, the Super Eagles, and I had high hopes for the last match because maybe we underestimated the opposing team at that point. It was supposedly supposed to be one of the easiest matches for them to win. I just felt really bad that the other team had to help us do that. You know?
Yeah. We took their goal.
I'll just leave it at that.
Well, we hope that they are up and about this time. And
there's also a lot of issues of violence happening in Ivory Coast. When I say violence, I mean a lot of attacks on teams that are being knocked out. And I feel like it shouldn't become the norm. Please, people should just stay calm.
So there's something we are missing in Africa, and that's sports psychology. I do not think that it is applied when it comes to the African context of football, especially. Now, these happenings also take a toll on the players and their performance and outcome. So if you as a fan think that you are expressing your anger by showing it you're actually affecting it negatively. It's not the best. So,
Cameroon have always been a very, very strong team.
Yeah, our biggest rivals when it comes to Africa.
Extremely
8 times
strong
we've met. This will be the 9th.
You see the muscles on those guys?
No,
really.
I do not.
You do not
Look at guys.
No, but those guys they always come prepared. So I'm just thinking, you know what, this particular match is probably not going to be as easy as we think.
It's definitely going to be competitive.
Go prepared.
You've got the Punch now.
Yes, I do. I have the Punch newspaper here. It says Forex scandal. EFCC probes $347 billion funds, summons foreign firms. Industrial companies, banks get lion's share under Emefiele. Social services receive least Forex allocation. Anti-corruption agency deepens Forex scandal probe. Detectives may grill 5 foreign companies next week. It's a deep one there.
Yes, indeed.
PDP LP asked questions on Tinubu's France private visit. FIRS projects 19 trillion naira revenue in 2024. CBN fan relocation. Presidency, others tackle Ndume. Let's see what else we have here. Photos, story here. Okay, still on the main headline there. The 4 billion naira theft. EFCC lines up 15 witnesses against Obiano. It also says here on the 10 Ibadan explosion victims still missing, according to the Residents Association. Ondo Assembly screens new deputy governor as Aye Datiwa sacks cabinet. And let's wrap it with this one. Afenifere demands state police scraps Adebanjo's leadership title. Quite a lot happening on the cover of the Punch today.
Yeah. Regarding the Ibadan explosion, many would say they expected this because initially when it was just two dead, with such a blast that had occurred, and from photos, the photos that came from that, it seemed very unlikely.
It felt like a very unfortunate, very avoidable incident. And I think it was an eye-opener, a wake-up call for the authorities to do better in that particular regard. We've heard of so many different illegal mining activities all across the country.
Well, this particularly wasn't an activity, it was just storage. They were storing these.
It's still all in the same vein. Who is monitoring where all these things are going from when they arrive in the country? Are they being produced in the country? Doubtfully. It's probably imported, brought in from somewhere by certain people.
And where they are going.
Who gave them that right to move around with such things? Really, our hearts go out to the families who are searching for their loved ones. May they come back safely and may they be found unharmed.
Hopefully. That's all we can take for the dailies. Thank you very much, Titi, for joining. Absolutely appreciate it. We also appreciate that you're out there as well, and you've chosen us to wake you up this morning. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way this Artsy Thursday for Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be back.